All right, guys, what does having fat hands have to do with handstand push-ups? Nothing. It has zero to do with being able to do handstand push-ups. But I had Cody do a couple things here. I had to put his hands on the wall just to give you guys a visual. So there's some universal hand and foot positions inside of CrossFit. Hands just outside the shoulders is one of them, right? So whether I'm going to be doing push-ups, a bench press, pressing overhead, doing pull-ups, those are all basically index finger right outside of the shoulder. Now, when we're coaching the handstand push-ups, I want to give you guys two very specific things that you can coach that will help people improve their technique. We're not going to worry about progressions or anything. This is just a seeing and correcting piece of knowledge for you guys. So forget about these fat, weird hands that we drew for Cody here. But what I want you to take note of is, what is the angle of the index fingers, right? So I want you to think of your hands like your feet. So when we think about the squat, Nate, if you could take a here, if we think about the squat, when we turn our toes out in the squat, I want them turned out slightly, okay? And the reason we want our hands turned out slightly is because as I take that index finger and I just kind of turn it out, so you want to think like maybe 3 and 9, right, on a clock. What that's going to do is that's going to put me into external rotation, make sure that I can use a little bit more of the triceps when I'm pressing. So that's the first piece, is look at the direction of the index finger when they have their hands on the floor, because a lot of people will have index finger turn in this way, and when I'm doing this way, my elbows are going to be flared out. So that's the first one, right? Which direction are the fingers pointed? And then secondly, where does the head go in the handstand push-up? And there should be something that makes a triangle here. So I've got this triangle here of hand, and head in that position. So whether Cody's going to be doing something like a scaled version on a box here, let's just say he had his knees on the box and he had his hands down on the floor. Whether he's doing this version, right, immediately I would correct. I saw that index finger was pointed in, right? I would have him turn his hands out just a little bit. So think, yeah, index finger out just slightly. And then when he does any scaled version of this, his head between his hands is going to be incorrect. I want that head slightly forward. So you will see this a lot. So I want the head to be coming forward into that position and then have him press out. And again, I would look at the same thing. So whether he was there, if we come on over to the wall here, Cody, same deal, right? If I have him go down and then just kick up to the wall, first thing I'm checking, where are those hands? And then where is his head going? If he lowers himself to the right position, his head should be forward here. Boom. So now he's got this triangle or this tripod position, and he can press out of that position, okay? Go ahead and relax. So again, not going to get into the progression, but what I want your guys' eyes looking are, where are the hands? What does the hand look like? Is it turned in like this? Is it turned out? Because again, that's going to affect where my elbow goes, and that's going to affect like how much I get to utilize my triceps when I'm pressing. Turns out the triceps are important when pressing. And then if we come back over to the board, again, are they making this triangle that we need where I'm going to have hand, and then head so they can have a stable pressing position? Because if you think about it, if I'm using a barbell, I'm going to bring that forward. I'm going to be in this position anyway. And check this out. This is going to be a triangle. I've got my hand, and my head is going to be behind that. So from a coaching perspective, when you are evaluating the handstand push-up, check the hands, right? Where are they? What's the finger position? And then check the head. Right? And these become really, really low-hanging fruit from a coaching standpoint that I can get tons of corrections on. Hey, turn those index fingers out, bring that head a little bit further forward, because that's what we're always searching for from a coaching standpoint, is like, what should I be correcting right now? These are very, very simple. And everything that I teach in level 2, check hands, check feet. And in this one, check the hands. What is the width of the hands? What is the direction of the index finger on the hand? And then we can throw the head piece in there. So when you're coaching the hands and push up, these become really pivotal to give them a good base to press with. So try that out. Start correcting athletes, because you're going to see a ton of this, fingers in instead of splayed out, index finger in the wrong position, and then head going into the wrong position too. So clean that stuff up.
Thank you for watching, and if you found that helpful and you want more of this kind of content, we have literally hundreds of videos just like this, from practical tips and tricks to theory to everything in between, all in the knowledge. And if you want to learn from me directly and our cohort of level 4 staff members, then we also have the Knowledge Pro, which we do weekly calls and live interaction and homework and everything else in between. If you want any more information or would like to have a free trial of the knowledge, please click the link in the description below and get after it.